pengalaman yang lebih personal, ya, sesuatu kisah peribadi, benda yang setakat ini pendengar-pendengar kita family mungkin tidak tahu tentang saudari-saudari sekalian.
I always feel grateful tau. Rasa macam kalau kerja ni susah ni nak cari masa nak ni.
And I said, I'm his mom. I was so proud. And that day when we left, I got into the car. I had a conversation with my mama and I said, Mom, you were right.
Yep.
And so I named it Project Hans at the spur of the moment because you need to call your event something. What should I call it? Project Hans lah.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Hi, it's kita family. Welcome back everybody. We have a new episode and here we are. It's a podcast and hari ni kita memang sebenarnya sangat teruja sebab Didi ada di studio.
Yay! Welcome Didi.
Okay, so bersama-sama dengan Didi dan Nori, Desiree,
Hi.
dan Anit. Hello. I want to say kakak, but no kakak today. So yeah, SK tak dapat bersama-sama dengan kami, tapi kami berempat di studio. We're here together. So seperti biasa, sebelum kita mengupas dengan lebih mendalam topik kita pada hari ini, just to mention again, like what do we do as Kita Family kan? Kita Family adalah podcast di mana kita membincangkan perihal yang berkaitan dengan makna serta kepentingan hidup bermasyarakat, menghargai hidup bersama-sama yang melihat kepada keunikan sesama kita, kepelbagaian sesama kita, meraihkan masyarakat yang berbidang agama, kaum, bangsa, rupa dan juga keupayaan. Wow, semasa kita merakam ni boleh dengar guru. Okay, it's okay. Kita bersama-sama menghargai hidup secara inklusif dan kita ingin mengambil kira keperluan segenap lapisan masyarakat, terutama bagi mereka yang kurang atau berkelainan keupayaan. So on a rainy afternoon, ladies, today we want to do something a little bit different. Dan mungkin you all tak berapa tahu I nak tujukan soalan apa sebagai orang yang berbaju merah di sini kepada my sisters who are in blue. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Today I think we want to do something maybe a little bit different. This is episode yang dianggap sebagai episode chit-chat. Tapi pada topik pada hari ini, kalau boleh kami nak mengupas dengan lebih mendalam tentang mungkin pengalaman yang lebih personal, ya, sesuatu kisah peribadi, benda yang setakat ini pendengar-pendengar kita family mungkin tidak tahu tentang saudari-saudari sekalian. Okay, so that's where we're going to go. So I was not joking just now before kita start recording. So diharapkan semua bersedia. Dan okay, to be fair, you all can maybe turn the question around to me nanti. But my baju merah today is going to have the privilege of asking you guys some questions. Okay?
Asalkan jangan bagi red card, okay?
Okay, takut. You janganlah cakap apa-apa yang akan membuatkan satu situasi di mana red card diperlukan.
Okay. Kita cuba.
Terlalu exciting pula tu.
I pun nak pakai baju merah.
Tak boleh. I took it today. Okay, siapa nak start dulu?
Bukan Didi. Okay, baiklah. Kita akan menghormati permintaan Didi supaya tidak bermula dahulu. Sungguh pun ada di studio. Boleh je.
Boleh. Okay.
I flew here, okay?
Yeah, yes, this is true. Which is why I want to take advantage of the fact that you're here. You know? Yeah. Ken?
Boleh.
Okay, baiklah. Didi. Puan Didi. Puan Nik Nadia. No. Okay, Didi. Didi selama perjalanan sebagai ibu, ya, ibu kepada 2 orang anak perempuan, 2 amazing girls, okay. Didi sejak Didi menjadi ibu kepada 2 orang anak Didi ni, adakah itu dengan serta-merta menjadi titik permulaan perjalanan Didi sebagai seorang ibu yang memperjuangkan hak keluarga dan anak-anak dan individu seperti anak-anak Didi. Was that it? That's that how it started? Do you always know that this is what you're gonna do?
Masa anak lahir tu taklah. Walaupun sebenarnya memang cita-cita nak jadi soccer mom. Memang cita-cita bila
Didi
kahwin
sebut,
tu kan
yes.
bincang dengan husband, I think bila you dah your salary dah sekian-sekian, nak duduk rumah jaga anak. Tapi alhamdulillah peluang tu datang sejak berkahwin, boleh duduk rumah lah untuk jaga anak. Tapi masa tu tak adalah rasa macam nak share apa-apa sebab tak ada pengalaman. Kemudian macam rasa tak ada apa-apa yang menarik nak share. Lepas tu struggle dengan permulaan as young couple kan, young mother. So tak adalah immediately. But until anak dah diagnosed, which was a big thing. And kalau kita bercakap sejak diagnosis tu 13 tahun lepas, sebab anak saya umur 16, 3 tahun. So 13 tahun lepas lah diagnosed. Autism bukan yang dibincangkan secara terbuka dan meluas macam sekarang. Dan masa tu terpanggil untuk aktif sebagai advocate untuk membuat program. Bukan
starting with program, buat program dulu.
Yes.
Okay.
Sebab tak berani juga anak ni, sebab saya hanyalah seorang suri rumah. So ada rasa kerdil di situlah.
Oh ya ke? Imposter syndrome ke?
Tak ada outlet punya juga. Tiba-tiba nak sebagai individu untuk ke depan untuk ni pun susah juga kan. Jadi memula dengan anak saya menyertai Autism Malaysia, Persatuan Autism Muslim Malaysia, dan kemudian bila kita mula belajar tentang autism dari berbagai sumber, buku, internet, kursus, kemudian terasa yang pemahaman general parents dekat Malaysia ni, terutamanya dalam Autism Malaysia, nampak macam bukan kata ni, dia macam tidak sama kalau kita ambil sumber-sumber lain lah. Kalau macam kan macam kakak banyak buat workshop kan, itu adalah satu sumber yang paling penting jugalah untuk saya. So saya terpanggil macam kita perlu sebarkan, buat a little bit of short sharing, workshop. Tapi sharing pun belum lagi masa tu, sebab rasa macam siapa nak dengar cakap kita kan baru belajar juga. So more to I masa tu macam buat bekas posin, kalau jumpa dekat klinik psikologis ke mana-mana pakar kan, boleh tak buat sudi tak luangkan masa dalam 2-3 jam untuk Autism Malaysia, kita charge sekian-sekian, kita boleh bayar banyak ni je. Kemudian collaborate dengan Kids Gym. Kids Gym bagi banyak diskaun masa tu, memudahkan kami. And then dapat pula ada satu group of students yang setuju untuk volunteer untuk babysit. So masa tu memang align lah kan, dapat ada orang bantu untuk babysit. So masa tu faham sangat, untuk parents pergi kursus small workshop untuk 2-3 jam pun perlu fikirkan anak siapa nak jaga. Lepas tu pula kalau kita bandingkan dengan awareness 10 tahun dulu, masa tu tak berani nak minta tolong orang jagakan anak kan, mesti rasa macam tak percaya. Jadi bila ada babysitting service, anak ada di dalam premis yang sama kan. So itulah rasa terpanggil untuk semua orang belajar lebih lagi dengan kadar bayaran yang berpatutan dan kemudahan babysitting tu lah. Because sebagai seorang suri rumah, ibu sepenuh masa, memang faham sangat susah kita nak cari sesuatu tempat yang kita percayalah untuk tinggalkan anak kita. So you play the big part. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you. So kombinasi beberapa perkara lah yang telah terjadi pada masa yang sama, iaitu peluang, mungkin permintaan, mungkin tahap kesediaan Didi sendiri rasa macam okey lah, kita boleh cuba, memandangkan ada yang memudah cara in a way, right? So okay, so it's so interesting. So sebenarnya bila Didi sebut and it's like joking ke apa-apa, you really were quite happy to be super mom. Yeah, right? Yeah, so it's like when you say that, it's like something you're proud of, right?
Because when I drive kan, because my kids are both girls, kita fikirkan tentang keselamatan juga. Lepas tu dengan dia punya timetable yang berlainan, dua orang ni pergi dekat center yang lain, sekolah yang lain. I always feel grateful tau. Rasa macam kalau kerja ni susah ni nak cari masa nak ni. Even semalam hari Khamis, last day of the week kan, I spend I think 2 jam juga on the road. Itu kalau driving je. But total I think 4-5 hours on the road sebab seorang hantar sini and then tunggu standby and then hantar. So I'm happy to do it. And tapi at the same time very empathizing pada orang lain jugalah. Fikir macam okay, you need all this knowledge, you need all this opportunity. Sebab bila mula-mula kan nak diagnose, kita hantar pergi terapi. Bila hantar pergi terapi, and then of course kita dapat feedback daripada terapis, just for 10 minutes you don't get to learn much. Because I believe that kalau kita dah belajar teori, kita belajar background, kita faham the methodology, kita faham the approach, memang lagi useful lah. Because anak kita duduk lama dengan kita rather than di center, di pusat terapi. So that's what I believe lah. Because mungkin kalau orang lain dia rasa spending time dengan anak tu tak sebanyak masa yang saya habiskan dengan anak. Tapi even that, because of the relationship kan, you as a mother, you as a father, that's another level of relationship. Dia bukan come and go macam cikgu tahun ni cikgu ni, tahun depan cikgu lain pula.
Betul.
So you really have to understand what autism, what childhood is about, and most importantly faham anak you lah.
Kita yang bersama-sama dengan anak kita kan. Wow. Okay. Something I have to reflect on as well. So while I am processing that, I'm going to go over to our adik. Yeah, Desiree, you ready? Tak adalah soalan yang susah mana pun.
The seat is
tak
heating
ada. Lebih kurang macam ni jugalah. But just untuk nak lebih mengenali Desiree sedikit sebanyak tentang perjalanan Desiree sebagai ibu kepada Hans, kita dah tahu. Tapi mungkin sama juga. I also think that it's important to know macam mana seorang yang berlatar belakangkan komunikasi, PR, of course Hans let you to do your masters, right? So which is actually already a very big thing. So I feel that maybe Desiree ni antara orang yang bila azam dia tinggi dan ada kesanggupan jugalah. Tapi selain daripada apa yang kita dah tahu, mungkin Desiree boleh ceritakan sedikit bagaimana sekarang Desiree ni telah mengasaskan projek Hans, iaitu satu laman web. It's a website yang penuh dengan sumber-sumber untuk komuniti kita mempelajari dengan lebih dekat apa-apa informasi, maklumat dan sumber lain berkaitan dengan OKU that is more about neurodivergence, right? But you wanted to make sure the resources were there. So you have that. You are of course with us now di Kita Family. Selain daripada itu, Desiree seorang yang sangat aktif dengan Kiwanis, memainkan peranan di sana juga. You are an office bearer, right?
Yes.
In Kiwanis, and so many things have happened apart from the fact that you are also a business owner. Gosh, you do a lot, kid. Can you maybe tell us something that happened that, did you also plan all of this? You really want to be someone that is, has a business, you're an entrepreneur and also some NGO work, and also you want to be mom, is this your life plan? I also want to ask you, how come you're here?
Okay, the one word answer sebenarnya is it has been accidental, but it's a very happy accident. So kalau imbas kembali sedikit, sebenarnya personality saya yang semua orang lihat, whether it's on camera or off camera, sebenarnya Desiree ni pendiam. I'm an introvert. I don't make friends easily. Tetapi bila dah dikurniakan anak, kan, and dapat tahu bahawa Hans adalah autistic, and finding that most of the information I get are from people, also made me come out of my comfort zone a little bit more. right? Realizing how important the human connection is. Dan sebab tu sebenarnya Desiree pilih career dalam public relations. Sebenarnya people think of PR as something that you're going out there, you're meeting people, you're being outspoken. That's one aspect of PR.
Okay.
Ada di antara PR practitioner yang mereka memang behind the scenes. So that was that was my passion when I was in the industry. Memang saya suka menjadi orang behind the scenes, the strategic planning, writing the manuals. Actually, I developed a knack for writing crisis manuals. So memang sekarang bila come up with plan A, B dan C kan, memang my brain has already been trained to think about, okay, if this is a company, these are the different types of crisis that can happen. So what do you do? Who do you call first? Memang saya masih boleh menulis manual 80 pages, 100 pages. It's not difficult for me.
Right. So an introvert decided that she would like to help other people communicate and present themselves well.
Yes. So that was part of my job, teaching people how to speak publicly. But I also had now not so much, had the immense fear of public speaking myself.
Okay.
You know how they say those who can't do teach? That was
Okay.
So that was me. But
Ataupun because ni lah cara to overcome, this kind of like, yelah rasa gementar, rasa tak yakin, all that. Like you put yourself in this situation sampai boleh lah, in a way. Okay.
So what motivated me, memang Hans menjadi motivasi utama saya.
Okay.
But I came to a realization that all these things that I learned, seperti Nori kata, memang I've gone and done my masters. Memang seperti Didi, pergilah any course, free ke, mahal ke, murah. Kalau mahal pun cari duit sampai dapat to go, right?
Yep.
To learn. Because again, training in PR, it makes you want to be an expert, subject matter expert on anything. Whether it's a client, a company, an issue kan.
Yeah.
So when it came to autism, I wanted to be that expert, kan?
Right.
So semua course yang ada, pergilah. And then I realised it came to a point where I can't teach my story to someone else to tell. Who else to tell my story and my journey
Except you.
except me? So
Okay.
this is what pushed me to start speaking publicly.
Okay. But Project Hans was not a public speaking project.
Okay.
So maybe start from there. Sebab Project Hans dululah, sebelum perkara lain yang saya dah sebut tadi. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Project Hans ni sebenarnya was supposed to be a one-off assignment untuk to complete my masters. So adalah it was homework. So the name of the subject was kolaborasi or something like that. So you had to do a collaborative effort to pass the paper basically. Right? So I thought, okay lah, easy lah, kan PR person. So let's start small. We try and find a venue lah, kan. Saya tulis email kepada hospital. Oh, I nak buat event yang kecil. Maybe invite parents, buat forum yang kecil. Invite a few people over, and they generously, Pantai Hospital generously.
Okay, I'm going to remind everybody that your master's was in special education. Okay, all right. And you had to do an event.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the hospital graciously sponsored me their venue.
Brilliant.
And so happened a couple of months before that, I attended the opening of Kids Gym dekat Arah Damansara. So sebenarnya untuk
Kids Gym.
the idea untuk event forum parents ni, sebenarnya I got it from attending the Kids Gym launch.
You were there?
I was there too. I was there too.
I was there.
Oh, you were? Yes. And
Masya Allah.
that was the first time I met Nori.
Okay. Yep.
Kan? I was there in my capacity as a contributor to makcik.com.
You came as a writer, sort of as media lah. Sebenarnya datang as media.
As media, and writing has always been my passion. So one of the ways before Project Hans that I started telling our story was through writing. And so I was asked to attend the launch and write the article. And dekat sana lah dapat ilham untuk, okay, maybe I can do this as part of my homework. Boleh je buat lah event yang simple-simple, small. And,
Kepentingan homework boleh merubah hidup anda. Cik. No, but
mendapat
seriously.
credit.
Okay, so you suddenly decided, so I also can do a small event.
A small event, but it took on a life of its own.
And because you had to do the homework anyway.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And
okay.
that is where I learned how generous and open our community is. Our community of parents, allied
And also
health
just Malaysians, right?
all within my small community, which wasn't even, I didn't even have that many friends masa tu yang ada anak yang autistic kan.
Your family helped you a
My
lot.
family helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And of course our occupational therapist dari day one sampai sekarang, teacher Ayuni, he was key in supporting us. In fact, masa tu teacher Ayuni pun belum buka her permanent center. She was a bit more freelance, tetapi sanggup datang dan membuat live messy play. And so we had childcare in a way. Ada childcare because we say, okay, bring your kids, they can do this messy
So
play.
apakah tujuan dan matlamat for the purposes of the audience? I'm not asking you for myself obviously, and I suppose you'll explain why in a minute. That's not for me this part, but majlis ni atau event ni, apa tujuan dia? Selain daripada the fact it was homework, maybe you have to tell everybody what was it about.
Yeah,
Autism awareness.
Oh, okay. Collaboration for awareness.
For awareness. So
You've come a long way, girl.
Okay, yes. So yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, so it was supposed to be an autism awareness event. It had to be a collaborative effort. So at least 2 to 3 parties working together. So we had the hospital, we had speakers like yourself, Nori was there, and we had. So I wanted to cover topics that mainly for awareness. So 2 things: parents' journey and job coaching. Masa tu job coach sampai sekarang pun I think job coach sangat kurang. So we had 2 panel sessions and we had a live messy play. How to do messy play with your kids. So that doubled up as sort of childcare as well. I had anonymous donors give me money to cover the food. Participants came in, of course, through social media, friends, contacts, and I actually got a busload of students from UKM. I wrote into Fakulti Pendidikan untuk minta bantuan untuk cover the cost of the bus, and they approved it. Sebab normally for students untuk datang dari campus kan UKM Bangi jauh, and the event was in Bangsa. Sekiranya ada transportation, memang dia orang akan datang. So I had a busload of UKM students come over, and thanks to UKM yang sanggup cover that cost.
So there was no big plan about what you wanted to do, but
it took
so
on a
many
life of
things.
its own.
Yeah, so
it
many
fell
things
into
were
place.
facilitated in a really nice way, right?
Yeah.
Like the venue came together. Your different speakers and panelists came together. Ada orang nak sponsor dan bantu, audience pun. So
Volunteers came in, like family and friends came in and say, hey, I want to help you do registration. I want to help this. I want to help that. So it really, so that's when I discovered the power of community. And so I named it Project Hans at the spur of the moment because you need to call your event something. What should I call it? Project Hans lah.
Yeah,
Let's just name
because
it
that's the inspirasi pertama,
and
right?
it was supposed to be one-off sahaja. And at the last minute, I decided that okay, ada parents yang susah nak keluar rumah. So what can I do about that? Facebook Live lah.
Oh wow.
The Facebook Live on that day had
You
over
said one off, but when did it become launch off? Maknanya akan ada lah something berterusan. So what happened?
So because of the Facebook Live, I had a Facebook account, Instagram account, and the Facebook Live had more than 1,000 views in a day.
Wow.
Right? And I kept the Facebook page active because kan lepas event, post-event as a PR practitioner, post-event is the most important. You send out your press release, keluar dalam, I think Harian Metro, The Star, and NST did a cover write-up on one of our speakers. So we had good media coverage, which for me as PR practitioner, success lah. It was a successful thing. And then of course keeping the social media alive. And then after that, wherever I went, katakanlah bawa Hans makan or bercuti somewhere, and we had a good experience. So buat lah, pictures share. This is what we experienced. So eventually, and also realizing the fact that memang saya dah compile all these resources from trainings, list of centers that I personally went and visited. Then I had the idea that, okay, maybe I can put it in a place where people can access it. And I learned how to create my own website. Sekarang ni senang. I don't know how to do coding. Semua template based, by the way. So it wasn't that hard. And also again, friends that help. So in the back end adalah kawan-kawan baik and say, hey, you know what, let me help you set it up. Then you just upload the information.
And how did that actually go to Clubhouse? Because that's when I first knew about you.
First, COVID had to happen.
Yes. And then
Some good things happen in COVID.
Yes,
that's
betul.
true.
That's true. Yeah.
So Clubhouse was the first place where I started public speaking lah. Sebab senang, boleh je pakai apa-apa, baju tidur ke, baju kelawar ke, tak payah pakai makeup. It's audio, right? So Clubhouse is an audio app where you download it on your phone and you can listen to people talk on whatever they're talking about at that point of time. So there are rooms, there are groups that you can join. Sekarang dah sangat berbeza the app. Saya masuk pun macam confused sedikit.
Ada lagi?
It's still around. Clubhouse is still around.
Okay.
So
Not as hip and happening as it was during COVID.
Yeah.
It was just super happening. You could hear anything.
yeah.
From neurodiversity to economics,
correct.
to health, to vaccinations.
And that's where I think I met for the first time the group of neurodivergent adults from overseas and also here in Malaysia, right? And Nori, Didi and I used to host rooms together as well.
Yeah.
Sembang
Autisma. Wow.
Yeah, so that's where I started the public speaking part came from Clubhouse.
Okay.
And after that, I think we have spoken about how the podcast came about, right?
Right. Okay.
Leads us to here today.
Wow.
So Nori, they've
A lot of stuff I know, but a lot of stuff I don't know. No, I'm going to go to you. I'm going to take segment 2. Sebab kita nak buat part 1, kita nak habiskan dulu. Betul, you tak ready nak jawab ke? Boleh je kan?
No, boleh. Tapi I just
nak tanya something straight away. Okay, silakan.
Tanya something because
okay.
both Didi and Desiree's journey have this common feature of Nori.
Nori, yes.
Yes. So obviously Nori inspired something. Was that intentional?
No, definitely not. I'm just sitting here going, okay. I mean, okay. Okay, of course, cara jujur. Of course, I know your background stories. We are now very close friends, but I don't think I've heard it presented like this. You know, I was not expecting this story to come out today because we didn't really kind of plan this. And I also said to you, you don't know what question I'm going to ask you, except be prepared that maybe we want to do something a bit different and we want to get to know something a bit more personal about each of us. I think there's been a little bit of interest. Kita dah setahun setengah. Ya, hampir setahun setengah kita family ke udara. Dan you know, alhamdulillah, of course we are so grateful we have a community now of our listeners, you know, people who follow us yang mendengar. Dan I think at this point in time dah ada agaknya you know, ada di antara pendengar kami ingin tahu lebih sedikit, you know, apakah you know, kisah, pengalaman or just a bit more, you know, di sebalik setiap personality atau ni lah yang mak-mak ni yang ada di, you know, kita family. So, and I think I was also thinking maybe there is something yang kita belum ceritakan atau benda yang kita tak biasa nak share tapi sebenarnya membawa kesan terhadap apa yang kita cuba untuk usahakan sekarang. Perjalanan kita hinggalah sampai ke platform kita family ni, you know, there's something that maybe people don't know, and it turned out that I also didn't know that you featured. Little bit, you know. I featured a little bit, of course. There's like, you know, altogether. I mean, I know I'm the one that knows all 5 of you. All 5, 5 termasuk saya. Sorry, 4 of you in a way, and then we, you know, came together because of the bengkel, bengkel kebangsaan tentang autisme pada 2022. That's when I think everybody got together. We were working on something berlima lah. Ya, sebelum ni memang sama mengenali tetapi tidak sebagai sekumpulan macam ni, right? So of course when we were working on that, then terpaksa buka lah WhatsApp group, right? So our WhatsApp group started from that
Little
workshop.
Yes.
Sama lah macam Didi, Desiree dengan Nori ada WhatsApp group sembang autism pada masa tu, because that's our back chat for Clubhouse. Ada semua ni ada, you know, ada fungsi dia lah sebagai WhatsApp group, right? It was a working thing. It was a work thing, honestly, right? At that time. Yeah, no, of course I didn't play, you know, kids gym ni. So we found kids gym, our family found kids gym masa kita berkesempatan pergi ke US. So this story I think is has been told a number of times, sama ada dari saya atau suami saya, Khairi, dia telah menceritakan bagaimana atas you know, keperluan, keinginan untuk mencari tempat untuk ketiga-tiga anak kami yang pada masa tu, I mean of course peringkat umur berbeza-beza, and Rafe was just a baby, and the fact that, you know, Timo was autistic, so tak semua tempat yang sesuai untuk kanak-kanak yang, you know, berlainan peringkat umur, dan juga kalau bagi keluarga kami keupayaan lah, right? So that's how we found We Rock the Spectrum Kids Gym di US, dan memang kita macam fell in love lah, dah jatuh cinta dengan tempat ni. It was really nice. We're like, we need to have something like this in KL, and that's how the family brought the kids gym over. But when we brought the kids gym here to Malaysia pada 2016, pada masa tu, hujung tahun 2016, it was a family effort, termasuk dengan mak saudara saya, you know, kakak ipar saya. So memang a family project in a way. Dan tiap-tiap orang di antara kita, well, the three women were there on paper, myself, my auntie, my sister-in-law, tapi kita memainkan peranan yang berbeza-beza lah. I definitely never thought I was going to be the one running kids gym. Didn't want to do the operations. I mean, I already had my own, you know, another shop, another social enterprise, you know, and I had that in a way that was work, and that was another, you know, kind of, it was something out of, you know, very strong interest as well. I had, you know, kita-kita at that time, pada masa tu memang nak, you know, memberi suatu ruang di mana hasil kesenian dan kraf Malaysia dapat dapat kita in a way raikan jugalah. So I guess I want to celebrate Malaysia in a lot of different ways, right? But for kids gym, I didn't want to do the operations, but I suppose I was the autism mom, because the other two mothers, one was mother of a person with Down syndrome. The other mother, you know, one of her sons has ADHD, and well, she's got 3 boys like me, my auntie, and actually, yeah, they all have some form of neurodivergence. I'm quite convinced now whether they're diagnosed or not, but officially at that time, okay, satu DS, satu ADHD, I am autism. So I was like, okay, I'll just be the autism, and then, you know, feature in that way. But yeah, I suppose I you know, it was like, let's bring this gym to Malaysia. It really is for Timo. So we are all inspired by our children. That one kita dah memang jelaskan banyak kali. Itulah antara sebab kita bersama-sama di Kita Family kan. But it was like, okay, for Timo dan for our family. Tapi sebab ialah satu gym, takkanlah nak buat gym ni dalam kawasan bilik ke yang kecil and all this. So kalau dah ada tempat macam tu, of course kita nak share lah, right? Kita kongsikan lah dengan orang lain, like we already have this. And yes, we did think if we brought it to Malaysia, it was something that, you know, would be good here for Malaysia to have a space like that, right? It's an inclusive indoor play space where children can be together, they can learn together, they can grow together, and it doesn't matter. Tak kisahlah apa jenis, you know, keupayaan, all this kind of stuff. You know, we would have the training, we would have the equipment, we would have the space, the philosophy to welcome everybody, right? It's meant to be for everybody.
And it
But
was.
yeah, it is.
still
We are
is.
relocating.
Yes,
We'll get
yes.
back to you when Kids Gym reopens, inshallah. But we're renovating now. But of course, I didn't say that once we open this up, we're going to have a parents community, and then we're going to get involved and help support a resource website, and then we're going to see what we can do in terms of like public policy advocacy or law reform. But never, no. It was just, let's just have the space, and
the
let's just
B40
have people to come. Everybody can come hang out at
program,
The
Don't
TTP
forget.
program, the therapy through play program for B40, was that in the plan?
Not immediately. No, when did I come up with TTP? 2019, I think 2018, 2019.
2019.
No, I think, okay, first bringing the Kids Gym over, we had a space that gave more people access to doing therapy. Sebab Kids Gym ni mempunyai peralatan, selain daripada falsafah dia lah ya, dan the trained people, kita ada peralatan yang digunakan oleh OT, oleh occupational therapist, physio, pediatric physiotherapist, or things like this. Sebab the thinking is kita boleh datang ke suatu tempat di mana peralatannya dah ada untuk kita membuat aktiviti berkisahkan terapi dengan anak kita, untuk anak kita, right? So it's not just peluang terapi tu di tempat pakai terapi. Kita kena pergi berjumpa dengan terapis, apa semua, baru kita dapat melakukan benda-benda yang dianggap terapi lah kononnya, right? But you could just come to Kids Gym and bayar sama seperti pusat kanak-kanak, the other sort of play centers lah. Kan there's all kinds, tek shopping center I would say lah. Sekitar
Ada indoor kids
Malaysia
gym,
ni akan ada indoor gym untuk kids and things like that. Cuma falsafah kami beza lah. And of course we have things like swings. Most indoor play center dia tak nak buat swing tau. Sebab
Zip line.
swing and zip line.
Zip line.
Yeah.
Zip line.
And it was so fun even for neurotypicals.
Not for anybody, right?
Yeah,
Because it's fun. It's just like a playground
birthday
indoors.
party there.
Niraf was the first birthday party Kids Gym ever did. Dalam
It was
sejarah,
so fun.
Niraf was the first birthday
And
party. But
Timur
I didn't have
stayed,
plan
and
for all
Timur stayed
this.
in his swing. And at the end of play, we also had, during that birthday party, a movement therapy dance. And all the kids joined in.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Yeah, that was one of the activities lah, like that dance activity,
Yeah.
right? That was really cool.
Yeah, it was so fun.
No, so it wasn't planned, but again, maybe it led to this lah. So kadang-kadang ada benda-benda akan berlaku di mana, I don't know. Well, of course, now I'm sitting about it and we think that it is, of course, Allah's plans, right? It's like everything just came together,
And fit in.
and I suppose we decided to do something with an opportunity. Bila benda-benda ni datang, kita bukan sahaja terima pada masa tu sebagai suatu pemberian. It's like a gift, like nikmat, right? But it was, I think we all had moments where we saw those gifts as opportunities as well. Like what else can we do sedangkan benda ni dah tiba-tiba dah ada, that we didn't really do a big plan for it. Yeah, of course, there were the smaller plans, and those plans memang kita nak membuat sesuatu yang bermakna, tetapi kita tak memikirkan terlalu jauh ke hadapan. Right? So, no, I didn't plan. Okay, since we ended up talking about me, how about we take a break first? I think I need to process this and maybe hug you all while we have a break. And then kita akan kembali dengan segmen kedua kerana kita belum bertanyakan soalan cepu mas kepada Anit. And, talk a little bit more. Okay, so let's just take a break for a little bit. See you soon. Hai semua, kita kembali ke Kita Family episod ChitChat Mak Mak, di mana kita hari ni Nori pun tak sangka kita sampai pada perbincangan yang macam ni ya. But anyway, kita memang pada episod ni kita memang nak ambil tahu lebih mendalam lagi tentang apakah backstory apa cerita, pengalaman, all that yang membawa kepada kita semua bersama-sama di sini. And actually it's already episode 66, right? Okay, tapi ini segmen kedua. Tadi kita dah sempat mendengar sedikit sebanyak daripada Didi dan Desiree, dan Anit selit-selit masuk tanyakan saya pula. Because we basically realised there was a connection yang memang tidak dirancang. Okay, kita tidak merancang untuk I don't know, anything. Didn't plan for any of this, you know, but somehow it happened. Dan kita telah mengambil keputusan secara individu. At that time didn't know that again it would combine together. Tapi melihat kepada satu, I would say, peluang dan kesempatan yang baik lah, right? So let's go to Anit now. Yeah, okay. So Anit, antara anak-anak kita di kita family ni, boleh dianggap bahawa niraf diagnosisnya mungkin lambat sedikit berbanding dengan your other special anak-anak saudara, right, Anit? So in a way, your journey was very unexpected.
Yes.
Yeah. But same kind of question, I would say, here you are today. Dan sudah tentu memang ada juga menggunakan kemahiran Anit sebagai seorang peguam. Ya, latar belakang kemahiran berkaitan dengan undang-undang and all that. So I think we know, it's quite clear to me anyway, that you decided to work also on law reform in this area.
Yeah.
Right? But tell us something, maybe again, yang may not be, expected, or again, something that maybe we also don't really know, since I thought there was going to be certain things that I know. Lepas sungguh pun tanyakan soalan ni kepada, Desiree dan Didi, and now you. But since we're on that theme, maybe you can share with us something that definitely the audience and we may not know as to why you're here sitting with us today.
Okay. It just occurred to me, 66. 6 was always my mum's lucky number. She was an inspiration because among even the Sikh community, especially from the state that she was from, Sarawak, she was the first woman lawyer. So she was always empowering women and say, you can do it. And so, forget about empowering me and my friends, to be in law and to speak up. But she said something to me after Niraf was diagnosed, that I would never be a good enough advocate if I did not advocate for children like Niraf. And that sort of stayed.
So she asked you to do something for kids like Niraf, not just fight for Niraf.
Because she saw how much advocating I had to do for him. And I remember bila dia mula-mula masuk sekolah, and memang saya ambil cuti dekat 1.5 bulan untuk bersama dia di sekolah to help him fit in tahun 1.
Okay.
And there were days where I would stand outside the classroom. I met such kind people, such other moms of neurodivergents who we would just chat in the corridors.
Okay.
Because there were not many of us, like less than 5. And there was one day where it was so hard and she happened to call and say, "How is it today?" And I said, "Mom, it's so hard." And she said to me, and I don't know why she said that. She said, "Anit, listen, I may not be alive to see this, but this boy is going to make you very proud one day."
Okay.
I said, "Okay, Mom, can't talk now. Bye." Put down the phone, ran to the toilet and burst into tears because I don't know why she said that when she did. So recently, in the last 2 weeks, when he finished his pre-U and at the graduation, I also arranged a bouquet from her because I know she's his biggest champion. In that process, yes, in law, kita, bagi kuliah, in the area of my expertise, banyak bagi ceramah and all that. But I never thought of speaking as an advocate until, I think it was 2019, when Dr. Rajini, who was Niraf's developmental pediatrician, called me and said, listen, we are having an international conference, a conference where it's going to be a gathering of people from Asia Pacific in KL on child neurology. It's going to be opened by, this was before Sharonton moved, so it was still the current health minister, Datuk Zulkifli, and she said he's going to come to do the opening ceremony. And I've been told that to MC, but I sat with my committee and I said, kenapa nak dengar suara doktor sebagai MC? Can I have a neurodivergent child, because it was on child neurology, to co-MC? And she had been updated that Nirav had won storytelling in school, and she thought, like, why not have Nirav? And I panicked at that point. I was like, oh my God, anak I ni boleh buat ke? Dah lah depan like 1,000 orang. It's Shangri-La Hotel. The place is going to be full. And I said, Dr. Rajini, you realize that he's not spontaneous. And she said, no, it's going to be scripted. I said, okay. So in my, in everything else and the hecticness, I said, okay. And then we got a script, which she allowed me to modify. And because Nirav is so reading by phonics, I had to even change how Dr. Zulkifli's name is spelled because he originally pronounced it as Zulkifli because of the way it was spelled. I had to change the script to for his script. It had to be FLEE.
Okay lah. Yelah supaya sebutan tu elok lah.
To make sure everything was pronounced correctly.
Nak pastikan everything jadi. Okay.
And masa tu I ingat masih ada jerebu kat KL. Alamak. And Nirav said to me, what do I tell them? And I said, Nirav, other than introducing, maybe tell them they need to visit Malaysia. And he said, even with the haze? And that gave me an idea to even like amend the script to say, do visit Malaysia. It's beautiful when there's no haze. And that got such a laugh.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I battled with at that point was, this boy is fighting neurodiversity. Do I want him out there? But I asked Dr. Rajini this. I said, what is the end goal? Let's see whether Nirav can achieve that before we agree. And she said, Anit, there's a lot of people in that room who deliver bad news to parents daily. Diorang bagi diagnosis. Anak mereka ada masalah neurodiversity. I want them to see that there is a child with neurodiversity.
That is not a masalah.
That is not a masalah, and that is standing there. And with that, I got the courage. And I said, my God, by that time, I had lost my mom. And, my mom passed away when Nirav was 9. And this time, I think Nirav was 11 plus, and not yet 12. And I said, okay, let's do this. And obviously, he did a great job.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he chose what he wanted to wear. He met his first pediatrician and told him in front of the minister, totally not planned, Dr. Musa, you look old. Because he's neurodivergent. And the minister had to say to him, but that's because you've grown up. So I remember anecdotes like this because I was chewing gum because I was so nervous. Okay. But yes, he did it. He introduced everything. He added on some history about the gong, which the minister was supposed to hit to declare the whole conference open. And at the end of it, we didn't stay that long, but I had 5 different people come up to me to congratulate Nirav. And one pediatrician from Pakistan who came up to Nirav and said, Nirav, I've got a boy like you exactly in my center. Now I know what to do with him. I had another pediatrician from Philippines that said, oh, this is an option for children. We cannot shut them out. then we had another one from Australia that said, this was a really good idea. So I understood then Dr. Rajini's plan. Dia memang dah jangka.
Right.
And when all this came to light and Nirav made that impact, I think I sort of told myself, kalau anak I boleh buat, kenapa I tak boleh buat?
Betul.
Yeah. So maybe like Hans, Nirav is the inspiration. And maybe these things are something that needed to be heard. And I want to fast forward to Bengkel Autisma that we spent doing this. And one of the pediatricians there on the last day when I was leaving, before I left, I went up and was saying something to her, and she asked me what my interest was, and I said I'm a parent advocate. And I don't know what made me say to her, were you by any chance at that conference opening in 2019? And she said yes. I said, do you remember the boy who co-emceed the opening ceremony?
Yeah.
And she said, yes. In fact, I had taken days off my clinic. Some people came looking for me. And when I went back, I told them about him. And I said, I'm his mom. I was so proud. And that day when we left, I got into the car. I had a conversation with my mama. And I said, Mom, you were right.
Yep.
So when this opportunity came, yes, let's do this. A lot of people just don't know what impact a small act of kindness or sharing can do. So to all those moms that I met in the corridors, one of whom I was reunited with in the last 2 weeks at Nirav's CIMP graduation, because Zahin graduated at the same time. Najiha was brought up 2 neurodivergent children. Well, the boys got there. From when we thought, oh my God, are they going to be thrown out of school? They've done it.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. It's going to be hard to say anything after that, kan? Yeah. Well done, Anit.
Always proud of you.
Yeah.
Always proud of Nirav and always proud of all your kids. So any kid can do this.
Yes.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought? Okay. So, kita dah mendengar, I think sedikit sebanyak tentang pengalaman tiap seorang dari kita yang telah membawa kita ke tahap ini, sampai ke kita family. Of course hari ni kakak tak ada. So nanti kita pun kena bertanyakanlah kepada Dr. Joy Sukwan. So that's something to look forward to. Just want to ask if any of the three of you have now that you've been thinking about this, kita dah mendengar apa yang disebut sesama kita, any quick last thoughts, Didi?
To all the mums, parents, families, siblings, or neurodivergent individuals themselves, if you want to advocate, please do in whatever way you can. Now we have social media, even one-to-one when you meet your families, when you have gathering with your friends. And I would like to nak merakamkan setinggi-tinggi penghargaan, jutaan terima kasih that sampainya saya kat sini. Kerana firstly I would like to thank Encik Zamri Tembul, pengasas Autism Malaysia. Bos. Thank you bos kerana memberi ruang untuk memulakan banyak program melalui Autism Malaysia. Bermula di pejabat yang kecil, kemudian kita beralih ke Kids Gym, kemudian kembali kepada pejabat yang lebih besar. Lepas tu pandemik, ada online pula. Jadi masih boleh melihat kami punya Facebook Live dalam YouTube. Sebab Facebook Live banyak recording dah tak ada kan, because of the new setup. So YouTube Autism Malaysia ada beberapa, quite a number of episodes lah, macam-macam tajuk. So kepada Cik Zamri Tembul, terima kasih. Dan juga mulanya saya nak mula program ni yang betul-betul push saya dan kata, Didi, why don't you buat, boleh ni, these are the things that you betul-betul perlu share, perlu kongsi. Was arwah Kak Yan, Allahyarham Haryanti Tasmiran, arwah was Bendahari Autism Malaysia pada masa tu. Jadi dia yang beri saya peluang dan push, walaupun masa tu saya bukan AJK pun, tapi dia kata, come, you got the idea and let's make it happen. And betul-betul start dari situlah. Masa tu anak kecil lagi, tapi diberi kepercayaan kan. Dan Kiss Gym saya daripada Nori, Kak Faridah juga yang sangat banyak membantu.
Kak Faridah connected with you dulu, Didi.
Banyak sangat bantu all this pengurusan kan, dia punya logistik apa semua, sebab kita buat at least sebulan sekali masa tu. So banyak ni kepada AJK Autism Malaysia yang memberi sokongan kepada saya dan memberi ruang lah untuk menjalankan program. Dan sekarang ni kepada ni lah penonton dan pendengar kita family, terus menyokong kami. Thank you.
It's nice. Desiree?
Like and subscribe.
Comment.
Wow. Didn't expect this episode to take this turn today, but in a good way. And I think, when Nori introduced the question for me earlier, there were a lot of things mentioned kan, entrepreneur, mom, kita family, of course Project Hans and Kiwanis. So Kiwanis was part of the story that I didn't mention earlier in my sharing, and I think I just want to give a special shout out to this group of people that have come to become my family. And it is a place where I get to serve at my own capability within what I'm able to do. And I'm a lot of people ask me, how do you do it, Desiree? You do so many things. And well, actually,
you do a lot.
The trick is it appears a lot, and there's a reason for it. So
It is a lot.
It is not appears a lot. It is a lot.
Memang banyak.
Okay.
But I get to do it at my own time.
Okay.
And because at the end of the day, anak-anak lah yang menjadi priority. Family is always my priority, and that has always been my mindset. Even masa kerja di PR agency, banyak interview that always the question is, apakah cita-cita anda, after being in PR for 10 years? And usually the answers are like, CEO of L'Oreal or some big company. And for me, I was like, no, I don't want the big title. Saya tak nak menjadi CEO, MD company yang besar-besar. Sebab tanggungjawab dia berat. I just want to be able to do something that can impact lives. And I think this is it. What I'm doing now. And to be honest, kadang-kadang is a bit of a selfish reason why I do it, because I also feel good. Bila buat benda-benda ni, I feel good. I feel happy. I pour into my own cup kan. Then when I go home, I'm a happy mom to my kids. So everyone's happy lah. Right? Yeah. So really want to thank my Kiwanis family for giving me the opportunity to serve.
Okay.
And of course, all of you lah. You know I love you, right?
By the way, you guys also.
Of course. Because kita family.
Okay. Tak apa, kita dah tahu. Terima kasih kembali. Okay. Anit, any last words or you okay? By the way, tak perlu. Kalau tak, if you think you've said what you said, it's okay. But if you have anything else to add, silakan.
I think I want to encourage all parents to be proud of their children. They may not be typical, but they still make you proud in some small way. Like mula-mula bila dapat diagnosis from the same doctor tu, I pun tak sangka doktor tu akan menjemput Niraf menjadi co-MC kan. So that the unexpected happens. Just keep working on it and jangan segan nak bersuara. With that whole courage that kalau anak I boleh buat. Lepas tu I pergi Nudge Malaysia Airport, jadi juga something. It's just the courage.
Something katanya.
Itulah
Something. Something tu pun agak besar kan.
Insert gambar pagi tadi. Kan gambar my daughters.
Boleh juga. So similarly, kalau jumpa siapa-siapa, walaupun the person may be at your dinner table ke kat koridor kat sekolah ke, manalah tahu. Kita just cakap dengan ikhlas dan Mungkin kalau as Desiree says, niat kita ikhlas, bolehlah menjadi something yang berguna untuk masyarakat. So, you know, you all can be this too. I am so lucky. I pay tribute to my KFam sisters. They've given me this platform, and we're just sharing our journey. And hopefully, there will be others who would want to share the same as well.
Yes.
I love you guys.
I also love you guys. Cepatlah, mana I love you yang lain?
I love you.
Anit is making heart shape with her hands.
For
those,
Spotify.
yes, for those who are just listening. Hello. This is a
Oh yes, it's a podcast.
audio CR.
Yes.
Audio. Okay. Anyway, yes, I pointed to my head, so I went and did the same thing. Okay, never mind. Okay, I think we are going to end that. I'm a little bit terharu, so I'm not going to say very much. I think I'm just no, syukur alhamdulillah. I'm just grateful. I do believe this is like there's a divine master plan, could not have come from manusia. So yeah, syukur saya saya amat bersyukur lah pada hari ni. Kita nantikan ya cerita daripada kakak kita.
Yes.
InsyaAllah. Yeah, I'm gonna go look forward to that. Okay, terima kasih pada semua. Episod 66 tamat di sini. Dan kita seperti biasa mengharapkan sesiapa yang mendengar, follow lah kami juga di all the social media platforms ya. Selain daripada YouTube dan Spotify, kami di Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. So please follow, like, share, subscribe. Turn on notifications. Turn on notifications. We don't usually say that, but please turn on notifications. Dan kami memang sangat mengalukan komen, feedback, apa-apa engagement daripada saudara-saudari sekalian ya. Kerana kadang-kadang dari situlah kita nampak inspirasi tentang topik-topik, dan di situ kami juga boleh menjawab. Mungkin ada soalan tambahan ataupun apa-apalah mungkin sharing kan. Kita pun menjemput sharing daripada masyarakat kita supaya kita boleh memperluaskan lagi perbincangan kita dan wacana kita dan diskusi kita tentang semua yang berkaitan ke arah membawa sesuatu masyarakat yang lebih inklusif ya. So terima kasih pada semua, feeling a lot of love, sending a lot of love to all of you, dan kita akan berjumpa lagi insyaAllah di episod yang akan datang. Assalamualaikum, terima kasih, bye.